Yes, this is where we stopped in our last lesson. We treated the sort method, and in the last lesson, I explained that the reverse method does not automatically do the descending order. You need to sort first, then do the reverse before you can achieve the descending order. So today we are going to start with the to sorted and the to reversed methods. Now these two methods are kind of new, but they do the same exactly the same thing. The only difference is that while the sort method, right, sorts the array in place. What do I mean by in place? It simply means that it changes the original array. For example, this is the original array, right? If I apply either the reverse method or the sort method, if I apply that method on this array, it will change this array. And that is why I can now log the fruits again at this third line, and it will print out a different arrangement of this fruit array. If you if you as you can see that the first element in A at this point was initially banana, but after the reverse method has been applied, we now have mango in the first position. Now the to reverse will not change the outlook of this initial array. It will create a new array or instead. That is a major difference. If you look at the test, you will see that these methods are new additions designed to manipulate arrays while preserving immutability. Mi- That simply means that without changing the original. These methods allow you to sort or reverse arrays without altering the original array. It will return a new array instead. And that is exactly what I just explained. If I copy this to save myself time in typing, and I go to the online tool, so now you will see that if this number, this numbers array is printed after the to sorted method has been applied, you will see that what is returned from this operation is now stored in the sorted numbers, a new variable entirely. So, and that means that I can easily print out these new arrays and also the old array. And you will see that it will, something is okay. Now I understand what is going on because it's is relatively new. So what's it called? The compiler might not, maybe it's yet to update its own software. So let's go to the browser so that we can see what is going on in there. Sources, snippet. So if I run, now you can see the sorted is now 5, 10, 20, and 30. while the original array, the numbers remain intact. You can see 30, 5, 10, 20. If let's assume that it is the sort method, for example. Let me even see whether this sort method will return something. If I run the code, you can see the sort method also actually returns something, right? The sorted. You can see it here. Let me clean the console, then run again. You can see this also actually returned the array, but it also changed, right, the original array by what rearranging the array in ascending order. Whereas if it were to be the to sorted, the original array will remain intact. You can see it down there. Is there any question? Is there any question?
No.
All right. So I go to the next one, which is the so reversed. It does the same thing as reverse, except that it doesn't mutate the original array, exactly what to sorted is doing. So the to reverse method returns a new array with the element in reverse order, again leaving the original array unchanged. If I just change this to reverse, and I first clear the console and run, you will see that 20 comes first, then 10, 5, and 30. Whereas the original array remains intact, 10, 5, 10, 20, 20. So that is what to reversed and the to sorted methods are doing. Is there any question? Is there any question?
Mm-hmm.
You said what?
Wait a second, go back to the Google Chrome.
The Google Chrome, okay. This one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is there any question?
Oh, no.
No. Okay. So I'll move on. So that is what the to reverse and the what's it called? The to sorted methods are doing. So now we move on. Still on sorting. To perform a case insensitive sort, you can modify the comparison function. This to convert the string to a common case, which is a lower case. No. Why do we need to do this? In the Unicode system of character, the capital B is regarded before the lower character A. Let us see. Let us just get this example out. Let's get that example out and see what this will give us. So let's say I want to apply um, I'm going to apply the sort method on it. Sort. Then let me just comment this out. I want to print out fruit. So I run the code here. Now you can see that capital character B is considered above A, and that should not be, right? Now, if I change this to small letter b and this to small letter O, and I run, you will see we have the apple coming first, sorted first, then the banana, then the mango, and the orange, right? So, and that is the reason why if you want to sort strings, you need to convert everything into the lower form of it, which is what this is saying, that if you want to perform um, the case insensitive, you need to do a lowercase before you do your sorting. And if you look at this example, you will see that we are using this function, right? Passing a function into the sort method. So we do what? We do a lowercase, right? Then we compare that with the B character. What this is doing is this: it will carry, just pick the first one as A, just as what is being done in the numbers format. It will convert this to lowercase, take this as B, convert to lowercase, and then compare the two. So once the comparison, after the comparison, then um, the the character, which is the A in this case, that comes, that normally that ought to have come before the B, will now be put forward, right? So because A now is now considered first before the small letter b, because at this level here, this a dot to lowercase banana has been converted to lowercase. So we have a small letter b and a at this point here. Then you now do a comparison with the next um, string, which is the apple. And this one too, although we know that this is already in lowercase, but that does not matter. You still need to do your to lower, because anything, the user can input anything here. So you need to apply the to lowercase to each of the string or items in that array. Then once that is done, if I just copy this out now, I copy this out, so, and I paste in there to save my time in typing. So if I run this, let me clear this console. You will see that A um, is now um, preferred before that capital letter B, right? So that is what this is doing. This line of code. So, is there any question in what I just explained?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. So I move on. Don't forget that anytime you have you want to do a comparison, sorting, either ascending or descending, you need to convert it to a lowercase to be sure that you have a proper arrangement of your array. Now, the sorting of objects by property, object is a complex data structure. So you need to specify on what key are you carrying out your sorting. For example, look at this car. It's an object. It has objects which is make, Toyota, year 2008. There's another make of a brand of car, which is the BMW, and the year 2015. And there is another make of a car, which is Ford, and the year 2010. Now, you need to specify to the sort function on what metric, or let me say which metric or what key, what part of that object do you want to use to sort your array. So, but in this case, you can see that we are using the year, the make, the year the car was actually made. So we have the year right here. So the first item, which is this object, right? So the A is considered as A. So A dot year. What is it returning? It's returning 2008 year. Then minus B, this next one here, this is the B dot year, which is 2015. So you can see that it will return you a negative value, because 2008 minus 2015 return a negative value. So it will now retain this as first item to this. So it will now compare again this other one, the 2015, because at this on the second iteration, A will now be this second item, and B will now be the third item. It will now compare A dot year, which is 2015 minus 2010. This will be positive. It will now swap because it's positive, because 2015 minus 2010 will return you 15, positive 15. So because of that, it's going to swap it. Which will swap this with BMW. And that is why by the time you print out the car, you will see Toyota, you will see Ford, and you will see BMW. You see BMW as shown here. Let us just quickly copy and demonstrate this on the screen. Let's go here. Let me paste it. If I run the code, it's taking time. Okay, so you can see we have the Toyota, which is the very first one, because that's um, the brand that has the lowest value in terms of numbers. So we have the next one, we have the Ford, which is 2010, then the BMW, which is the 2015. Now, if I change this to B minus A dot here, is going to do a reverse instead. So you can see we have the BMW, we have the Ford, and we have what? You have the Toyota. Is there any question?
No, sir.
All right, no question. So I move on then. Now, I've explained this one. This is the same as the converting your stuff to lowercase for the object, as the case may be, right? It's just the same thing. So whenever it returns negative one, right? It will swap the no, it won't swap because it's negative one, but whenever is returning um a positive, it will swap it. It's just the same, exactly the same. There's no difference in that one. So, and the same thing applies, right? If you want to sort any string, always convert it to lowercase. Let me see. Yes, you convert it to lowercase. Always remember that if you want to sort based on string, first convert that string to lowercase, then do your comparison. Then after that, then you can sort. So now I want to ask at this point in time, Joshua, did you do the assignment?
Well, no, sir, I was updating Visual Studio.
You said what?
No,
You did not do it.
no, I couldn't do.
What's the problem? Why couldn't you do it?
No, no, I do have Visual Studio, but I was such I didn't. What happens is that it sometimes goes off, and I forgot how the process works again. So, um, uh,
But I just used my browser here. I didn't use Visual Studio. So why couldn't you use just the browser?
yeah, I didn't know how to. I didn't really try and do it on my browser.
Wait, do you know how to use your browser? Yes or no?
No,
But you have been seeing me using the browser and you never stopped me to ask me how this is done. I know I've explained many times how to use the browser, but you did not understand, and yet you never, at any point in time, stopped me to ask how that is done, right? Sorry for that call. Let me just send you a message. Give me just 10 seconds. Okay. All right. If you want to use your browser, once you let me go back to the font, you can either use Control Shift I to go to the back end, or you right click, inspect, to take you to the back end. Once you are right at the back end, you go to sources. If you do not have this snippet here, you will see this snippet. You can create this chevron and what create create script. No, not that one. See, snippets. Yes, this is it. Mine didn't show before because I have the snippet already. But let me um, t- go away from the snippet. Now I have the chevron again. You can see snippet. You just click on this on the chevron sign. You click snippet. Then if you do not have anything here, just click on new snippet, it will create you a new snippet just like this. So, but I do not need this. I'm going to remove. I don't need it. So that is how you create snippet. And once you start writing your JavaScript here, just do Control Enter or click Control Enter here to run your code. That's all.
Can you show me one more time?
Okay.
And could you also, is it possible to also do it on Microsoft as well?
What do you have Microsoft?
Well, Microsoft Edge. It
Yes.
is.
Yes. Let's go in there. Let's see. I have Microsoft Edge here. Let's see. Right click, inspect. So let's see whether we have this. We have the same thing here. Just expand this. Sources. Is there anything sources here? Yes, sources. Snippet. Even I think I've created one before. No. So I can create new snippet here. So that's snippet. Then I can start writing my code. Let me just do console.log. Enter. That's printed out. Is there any question now?
No, sir.
Any further question? I'm talking to Joshua.
So,
I can't hear you.
no, sir.
Okay. So if your
Mm.
Visual Studio is faulty or is broken, use the browser. But I won't take that flimsy excuse. To me, it is still flimsy. You could have reached out to me if truly you want to. If truly you wanted to do it, you could have reached out to me. You know how to send me messages, and I'm going to. I would have responded to you, but you choose not to. All right. So let's move on. What time is it? Because I need to create time for that assignment. For Ademola, we need to present. What time is it? Okay, we have about 17 more minutes. So let's go on. So now to find the mean and the max, the array does not have a method that will determine the minimum or the maximum value within the array, right? You are the one that will kind of write an algorithm to bring that out. For example, let's quickly do an algorithm. I don't want this one is just too simple because why do I say so is this. If you want to determine the minimum and maximum, you will just need to do what? Sort it. If you sort this array, the lowest will come first, then the maximum will go to the end. Am I right or wrong? Am I right or wrong?
Right.
You said what?
Mm.
Are you listening to me at all?
Yes, I'm listening.
Okay. I want to repeat because it appears you did not get that message. We are trying to determine the minimum value. within an array, and also the max value within an array. Array does not have a special method to do that. So we need to write a little, maybe one or two statements, or even at times more, to determine the minimum value and the max value. So how do we go about it? Given this array, this one as an example, you need to apply the sort method rather, on this array. What will now happen? This array will now be arranged in ascending order, which simply means 1 will come first, then to the maximum value, which is 100 in this case. So given this array sorted in ascending order, I can pick the very first one by just calling point, then the index position of 0, because this is index position of 0. It will return me 1, which is the minimum value. Now, if I want the maximum value, of course, this is the maximum value. And this maximum value is as a index position of the length of the array minus 1. Remember that the length of the array is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 items within the array. So the length is 6. However, remember that arrays are zero in the based in a zero index. So the very first one is what? Zero position. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the fifth position. So the same thing after you have done your sorting, right? The lowest value will now be at index position 0, which is how we will retrieve the minimum value. And the maximum value will be at the 5th position, because this is what? A 6-item array. So for us to get this index out, we just minus 1 from the array length. That is why at this point you will see that we are calling the point dot length minus 1 to get the highest value. Let us quickly demonstrate that. So let's see, let me copy this out. Let me copy this out and paste right into this. Right? So I will first sort this point array in ascending order. Once that is done, let me print out points before getting out the minimum value and the minimum value and the maximum value. You can see that the array has been sorted in ascending order 1. So 1 is now occupying the 0 index, while 100 is occupying the 5th index. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Therefore, I can now print out console the log of, what am I doing, of 0 index. I can print this out as my minimum value, and I can print this out as what? I will call the point dot length to get the value of 6, then minus 1 to get this fifth position. So if I run this, I will get the minimum value of 1 and the maximum value of 100. Is there any question?
No, sir.
It is understood. Joshua, any question?
No, sir.
Feromi, any question?
No, sir.
No. Okay. Let me give you another variant of how you can get out the minimum and max value. If you remember the apply method, that you can use this apply to call a method that belongs to another object. Now, the math class has the main method. It also has the max method. So we can apply this method on this array, right? If you, I know you must have kind of forgotten how this apply method works. Please go to your object. You go to the object class. You will find it there. So what I can do now is just to demonstrate to you. Instead of doing sorting, I can just do something like this. Call the math class, then the minimum method, then I will apply this method on this array. This apply method has two arguments: the object that you are passing into it and the array of values you are passing to it. Since I am not passing any object to it, I'm going to write null in there. Then I'm going to pass point to this to the apply method. Then I can now print out, because this will return the minimum value here. I can now print out this console.log, print out that stuff. If I run the code, you will see 1 is returned. Now, similarly, for me to get the maximum value out of this array, I just change this to max, the max method. If I run, then I have 100. Is there any question?
No, sir.
Okay, that's fine. So now, before I close today, because I did not demonstrate that one here. Okay, yeah, I did actually. This is another way of getting out the minimum value and the maximum value. What's the time? Oh, okay, we have 6 more minutes. Let me quickly go over it so that I know that I've closed the issue of maximum and minimum. Now, I won't copy this. It's better for us to demonstrate together. Now, I can write an algorithm that will get this value out. Now, first thing I will do is to create a variable minimum value. I will set it to negative infinity. Negative infinity is simply the lowest value on the number line. You have 0 here, -1, -2, then to negative infinity here, right? And you have 1, 2, 3, 4 to positive infinity right here. So now I want to determine the maximum value. So the maximum value must be greater than this negative infinity. That is the concept I'm going to apply to this problem. So now I have the minimum value. So what I will now do is this. I will run through, I will loop through this array. I'm going to use for the for loop, the for of loop, for let num of points. So for each of these values inside this point, I will determine if this number is actually greater than this minimum value, right? I'm going to swap it, right? I'm going to swap it by assigning the number to the minimum value, right? Because if 40, for example, is greater than minus infinity, which we know it is, so then assign 40 into this minimum value, then loop again. Already you know that 40 is here because we know that this norm, which is 40, is greater than the mean value. So it will assign that, then it will go to the next one. Is 100 greater than 40? Yes, it will assign 100 to the mean value again. Is 1 greater than mean value? No. Is 5 greater than mean value? No. Is 25 greater than mean value? No, because remember, what is inside mean value is 100. Is 10 greater than mean value? No. So at the end of the loop, then we can now print out this value, whatever value is here, right in there. So if I run, I should have the maximum value there, which is 100. Or probably I should have renamed this as max value to give it the correct meaning. Max value. So we still have, no, okay, sorry. You have the max there. So we still have the 100 printed out. Now, for us to get the mean value, right, we now reverse it. Instead of negative infinity, we do mean, in this case, mean infinity, positive infinity. So we loop through again, right? If the value here is now less than, in this case, it should now be less than the mean. If it's less than, then assign this number to mean. Then we can now print out mean right there. So if I run it, I should have 1 there. Is there any question?
No, sir.
Joshua, is there any question?
No, sir.
I can't hear you.
No, sir.
Feromi, is there any question?
No, sir.
All right. So I'm going to stop the class at this point. Now I want